Veterans Day, so I'm just gonna go. And yeah, somebody will show up soon enough. Um, First off, again, want to just be profoundly honest when I say the election couldn't have ended up better. Okay, we still have bullshit going on in Pennsylvania. Bob Casey won't concede, and we got that. The devil's merchant, Mark Elias, wandering around judge shopping because Casey has no way to win. The only votes that aren't being that haven't been tallied are votes from a deep red rural county. All right, there's no chance. So what's going on is I think Dave McCormick, excuse me, is going to go to Washington and try to take part of the orientation for freshmen, even though the insufferable Chuck Schumer told him, "Oh, you can't come. Bob hasn't conceded." It's like, fuck you, and fuck you again. Okay, so we got that going. And of course, Arizona is the pimple on the ass of progress in counting votes. I mean, Florida cleaned itself up. Arizona's like Florida 2000. Hold my beer. Okay. Anyway, so what's going on? Well, okay. Let's talk about how Hollywood is responding to the magnitude of the Trump win. Oh, by the way, my husband said some insiders that he saw talking on YouTube, I think it was probably on Judge Napolitano's podcast or somebody, maybe Doug McGregor, basically said the Democrats knew by inside trading before they moved to remove Biden that Biden was going to lose by 400 electoral votes. And that's like states that turned blue this time. And it, I was, like going, well, what states could they be? Well, I think New Jersey. I think probably New Hampshire for sure. Lots of other places. So, I mean, that's why they got rid of Biden. So actually, Biden stepping aside actually made the loss less. And it's still pretty bad. A Republican winning the popular vote in the Electoral College has not happened in a long, long fucking time. I am very, very happy about that. So, there are people who are being hysterical, making violent threats. I have my best friend works in the violent crime unit at the Justice Department. So I'm collating everything and sending them to her. So at least the names are there. I've got a niece who, she's like 19 years old, very maudlin about it and acting like completely ridiculous. Oh, she's 19, let her. No. Okay. No. All right. When Bill Clinton beat George H.W. Bush, I woke up the next morning and went to work. I did not cry and rant and rave and threaten violence on people who disagree with me. I mean, Americans don't do that. Oh, I know who sent these guys. So, it's like, look, knock it off. I almost feel like, as a joke, getting her a Handmaid's Tale outfit. sarcastically, okay? 'Cause it's fucking ridiculous shit. So let's talk about how Hollywood has reacted, Bob Iger, etc. Bob Iger, like I said, Matt Bellany discovered, and I did the digging too, and I looked to see who donated to Harris. And Bob Iger and his wife, Willow Bay, did not give any money to the Harris campaign. They did not donate. Why? You see executive after executive basically making the point without very passive aggressively saying it's a new world. We're going to work with Donald Trump. There you go. All right, and that's Bob Iger. So now you've got this so-called fake news of a Simon Kinberg trilogy that, when it came out, surprised everybody, including everybody at Lucasfilm. Kennedy has not set foot on Lucasfilm. She's not allowed to for well over a year now. Well over a year. So, she's me. And when you look at the timeline, Matt Bellany said, I had heard she was meeting some media types for lunch this last week. Now, the story came out on Thursday, okay, which is 2 days after the election. I think she probably talked to those people maybe Tuesday or Monday, maybe even the week before. The week before, it was obvious that Harris was going to lose, okay? Obvious. Because, look, here's the deal. When you've got former Democrats like RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk supporting Donald Trump, that's a BFD. Well, yeah, I mean that's why I'm live. So Cameron was on Latino Slant. I love that channel, and they were talking about this and how the executives at Lucasfilm were sideswiped, and obviously Jon Favreau was pissed and was doing actually an internal investigation. But it turns out it was Kennedy. If she had met representatives from Variety, Deadline, and THR, and it comes out and those like boom, 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 right on Thursday. And it was not from it. Those articles even say this did not come from inside Lucasfilm. Okay, there you go. So there, you've got it. You've got it right there. So my opinion is that she is really disconnected from reality. Absolutely no idea the way things are going. If you look at Bob Iger's behavior, zip the lip about politics, did not give any money to the Democrat presidential candidate. He saw it coming. I wouldn't doubt somebody told him Harris may win a few more votes than Biden, but she's not going to win. And I'm sure he was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Now you've got like George Clooney going into hiding because he wrote that op-ed. You've got Democrats feeling disenfranchised because the guy they picked, Joe Biden, was kicked off the ticket for someone none of them cast a primary ballot for. Okay, think about it. You've got Michael Douglas saying, I think it's time for us to reevaluate who we are. We are no longer the party of the little guy. In my opinion, and looking back on the history of all this, they never were, okay? They were the party of keeping the little guy down through platitudes and pandering, okay? You got people like Calvin Coolidge, who basically left people alone, which is all we really want, Ronald Reagan getting union votes. Okay, why? Because we were sick and tired of the high interest rates, inflation, unemployment, all that, and the maudlin sense of doom that wafted out of the Carter administration like a dairy farm's other byproduct. It's like, you know. Um, so this is not a surprise. Okay. I mean, we were driving from Chambersburg today and on a mission from God, actually just driving around buying stuff. And there was a sign on the side of the road and asked Cameron how rural the place I live, because he's come to visit here. And it said, Patriotic Muslims for Trump Vance. Okay, that's the coalition. We got everybody from Jews, Muslims, gays, Latinos, blacks, Asians, of course, whites going, you can't just tell us who to vote for. I mean, you can't, fuck you. So Kennedy is sitting there thinking it's still 2016 after that. And I mean, I've seen it just on the internet, but it's like Cameron said, the initial reaction from Hollywood was, like 2016, and all of a sudden it kind of was like, all right, we got to accept this, put on our big girl panties and go to work. Like you do, like if you're an adult, okay? Because the bosses know that there's a lot of shit out there that when Trump gets the Justice Department figured out doing its job, that a lot of those people who are yelling and screaming, or who were yelling and screaming, Rob Reiner. I'll tell you a story about him. When they were doing All in the Family, Rob Reiner would see these girls lined up to go take a tour of Paramount or CBS or whatever. I think that's the studio that did All in the Family. And he was a young guy. He was a hippie. He would go and invite them back to his trailer to smoke dope, and then they were minor girls. Okay? Think about it. Do I believe it? Yes. Okay? And then you find out Oprah Winfrey was paid $1 million by Kamala Harris to show up and make an ass of herself, a big fat ass of herself. Who else did she pay? Cardi B? Cardi B wasn't going to endorse anybody else. And the 11th hour, she yells something about Oprah or Kamala. I think the only one who did it so he wouldn't be badgered by his wife is Harrison Ford. That was about, I gotta say, when I watched that, the look on his face was like, I want to shoot myself. This is bullshit. Why am I here? He wasn't going to say anything. No, he wouldn't ask to be paid to do it. The guy's worth about $500 million, I think. So there you go. All right. I am looking at it going, all the executives saw this coming. There's dumbass Kennedy at lunch believing it was going to be the return of the angry women's march, and I'm going to come in and be the girl boss, and I'm going to get my job back. And it's like, you can't, she cannot read a room. She can't read a room. All right? You got John Favreau saying, I want to know who put this out there. All these other people saying the same thing. And there's Kennedy. What the fuck? Okay, so is that trilogy real? Well, when Lucasfilm said it was in deep, deep, deep top secret development, that says no, there is no trilogy, right? So there is none. Hopefully we'll never hear about this again. Now, why did she do it? And I'm gonna agree with Cameron. She did it because Skeleton Crew, both Polly's heard stuff, and so has Cameron from people that worked on it and have seen it. It's really, really, really good. Now, if you go to the Ryan Canal channels of the world, he's not going to tell you the truth. All right. They're not going to tell you the truth because it doesn't fit their narrative. Okay, the big YouTube channels are like Fox News now. Okay, they're going to report all of the bad things they can, regardless if they're true or not. Like the polls leading up to Tuesday, they had Harris up by 3. It's like, no. I mean, when I left the polling booth at 7:30 in the morning and was strutting down the walkway to go to my car, I felt I felt vindicated. I felt good. I felt good like it did in 2016, only bigger. Okay, and the fact that the people who are, I mean, can I say this? Creatives are really stupid. They're really, I mean, it's like, why couldn't you see this was going to go on? You're scaring kids into thinking, girls into thinking their rights are going to be taken away, which is like, you've got fake accounts under the name of Ellen DeGeneres and an Army general Rudy and I knew back when he was in the War College, putting up shitty things about Trump on all kinds of Facebook pages like dog lovers and horse lovers. And it's like, so I look at it and it's probably the Iranians again. They're scared shitless. Okay. And they better be. All right. Because you got the Justice Department indicting an Iranian hit team, which is like, really? Not a good look, because the incoming president of the United States is a vindictive asshole. Okay? And he will want retribution. He will want to make examples of people. When he, says, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with him. Okay? It's kind of something you all should know. Do not be surprised if you see the Diddy list come public. All right? There's a reason why Jennifer Lopez happily not only took $1 million or whatever from Kamala, she's terrified. She knows who killed Tupac Shakur. Diddy. She was there the night somebody else got shot. She had the gun in her purse. Okay? She was his girlfriend. All right, which is like, he was a really sick son of a bitch. I mean, if you really think of the stuff you've heard. And these freak-offs, I mean, look, first off, I'm looking at the music community more than the Hollywood community. Pretty sure Rob Reiner, who's got his own neck to worry about, didn't go to those. Harrison Ford would not go to those. He's 82 years old. Mark Hamill, no. It's people like Cardi B. It's the other rappers that have been connected to him. It's Jennifer Lopez, Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay, think about the names that you've seen associated. Then you've got the Epstein list. People like Reid Hoffman. All right, now, I was shocked when Jeff Bezos basically wrote that op-ed explaining why, under no certain terms, were they going to endorse a president. And I don't think he's part of the Jeffrey Epstein thing. Just because that is the behavior of someone who's not afraid. All right. Reid Hoffman's behavior is. Okay. Bill Gates' behavior is. Now, Bill Gates and both of the idiot Mark Cuban offered to help and wanted to be part of the Trump administration. pretty sure Trump said go sit on it and twirl. Okay, all right. So, he's not gonna listen to that. And those guys were probably on it. Okay, those guys are probably on it. And there are other people like that. Bill Clinton, of course. Maybe Barack Obama. Oh, hey, C-Man, how you doing? And others. So we'll just see what happens. Okay, we will just see where this goes. But we have an incoming president who doesn't. I mean, don't fuck with him. You don't talk down to him. You don't talk to him disrespectfully, and any of that. Okay, he's very vindictive. Okay, so all right, and he has no problem pantsing you in public for if you do that to him. Okay, so so there's that, and Hollywood's got to be worried about that. Do I think the Epstein client list? Do I think that Steven Spielberg's on it? Well, I heard somewhere. You see that name come up, and you see Tom Hanks. I don't see that, and the reason why is because Spielberg is a lot of things, but he has a wife that I think would kill him if he did that. Hanks is the same way. Him and Rita, I get decent person, just disagree on politics from them. All right. I'm going to say this. If, Kamala was paying Cardi B and Jennifer Lopez and Oprah, did the Democrat Party pay Mark Hamill? Think about it. Did they? I honestly think all the people that are yelling and shouting about this, he's going to take away women's rights. It's been set back 100 years, blah, blah, blah. As a joke, get Handmaid's Tales costumes and fucking send them to them. Okay, just do it just to piss them off even more. Just because, Sprite winter spiced cranberry. It's good. 0 sugar. So there's that. And you got Kennedy disconnected from reality. Thursday, that article comes out about the Kinberg trilogy. Friday, Variety comes out and says, no, not really. Okay, so I imagine there's probably a lot of back and forth going on right now about what to do with her. I wouldn't doubt Favreau and Iger have talked again. Because look, she did it to hurt the skeleton crew, just like I said this. Cameron says this, he agrees with me. Star Wars Celebration a year ago, last April. Daisy Ridley is dragged out there. Oh yeah, C-Man, yeah. I just don't, going back to Hanks and Spielberg, I just don't think they are. I think there are a lot of, and I'm going to be very brutally honest, a lot of conservatives have not watched a Hollywood movie for years. They abandoned all of the creative professions and wonder why they get talked down to by the people there now. And the reason why is because they stopped caring. Because of the Barbara Streisands in the world. And I'm going to say the Robert Redfords. And they're the ones that say shit about Hanks and Spielberg, and they don't know anything about Hollywood. They don't know. They just, shit just comes out of their mouths. Okay? And I, as somebody who believes in you're innocent until proven guilty, if I was a defense attorney, I would say, if you fuckers go after my clients, I'm going to defend them with every ounce of the law I can. Because I know it's bullshit. Okay? And then vindicate them. Okay? Because Hollywood's a fucked up mess. But it's not the fucked up mess these people imagine it to be. There are eyes wide shut parties, etc. I don't think those two people are part of that. I don't think they'd be where they are if they were. And they would not be out front the way they are. Do I think Rob Reiner could be? I don't know. He acts like he's scared shitless of something, doesn't he? You know, there you go. So, okay, back to Star Wars Celebration in 2023. Daisy Ridley gets dragged out onto stage to help announce a movie that no one knew about. Only, I would say, Kennedy, Carrie fucking Beck, Chinoy, and Stephen Knight back then. That's it. John and Dave didn't know about it. Then Leslie the Cow Headland shows up with her menagerie of alphabet soup, totally blowing away all the good stuff John and Dave were doing. Dave and John, I think, left the stage. They were pissed. And she's trying to do it again. All right. And I don't think it's going to work this time. Because it went out there, it was beaten back, and no one's talking about it since. I mean, look, the black pills will talk about it because they think it helps them. Again, if it bleeds, it leads. They want to see Star Wars burnt down to the ground, and they want, Disney to go bankrupt. It's like, okay, Don Quixote. Okay, you go tilt that windmill. I mean, that's how fucking stupid they are. Okay? That's how fucking angry they are. All right? We just had a presidential election where you saw Democrats, Republicans, whites, blacks, Latinos, Asians, Native Americans, Jews, Muslims, Christians, gays, straights, all voted for a unity party. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance. Might these idiots in the big YouTube channels think about that and think about what they're saying before they open their conspiracy theory addled mouths? I don't know. I'm just saying that. Okay? I'm just saying that. Anyway, I've been on for almost a half hour. If anybody's got a question for me or whatever, I'll be here for a few more minutes. But I'm looking forward to seeing Skeleton Crew. I like the trailer. I think it's going to do really well, especially for the Christmas season. Yellowstone's premiere. I, of course, don't have Peacock, so I haven't been able to watch it, but apparently Taylor Sheridan went for the jugular. He had John Dutton murdered, and it looks like a suicide, but it's not. And I'm going to spoil it because it got spoiled for me. And I don't care about spoilers, so if you do, don't listen to me here. I think it was Jamie who did it, all right, or somebody connected to Jamie. And I think that Rip is going to end up taking him to the train station. If you don't know what the train station is, it's you're never coming back. You go, it's a one-way trip. That's all I'm going to say. Tulsa King, last night was fantastic. I loved it how I guess this Chinese drug gang that was trying to take over Tulsa. Once Dwight figured out what was going on, once he talked to Bevilacqua and Thrasher, he got the Indians to help, and they went Comanche. I mean, it was like, holy shit. You're kind of like, and then the guy that led that group of miscreants gets beaten to death with the guy one of Dwight's guys who got shot accidentally by Bevilacqua's guys, because they thought Dwight tried to kill them, or that Dwight had done something to them, and he thought they'd been the ones that tried to kill Tyson and his dad. It turned out to be the Chinese. So that was a pretty brutal scene. And it was, Taylor Sheridan knows how to do it. It was good. So we've got Chicky coming to Tulsa by train. So we'll see how that goes. The Frasier reboot, it's not woke, but it's not as edgy and funny as the original Frasier was. Hopefully it'll get better. They start taking more risks. Shrinking is hysterical. It's a really well done, well acted show, even though I hate the neighbor lady Liz. If she was my neighbor, I would make her life a living hell till she moved. Let my dog jump on her, blah, blah, blah. Ride my horse through her yard. Put Trump signs out front. Have her make sure she sees me going to and from the car with a gun case in my hand. But yeah, it's great. So that's going on, and really there's not a whole lot. Just for the asshole that asked me that question, if you don't know by now who I voted for, you can just go fuck yourself. As per Elon Musk, go fuck yourself. Is that clear? Okay, anyway. So there is no trilogy from Kinberg. Kennedy tries desperately to undermine John and Dave. It's not going to work. And it looks like Hollywood executives are starting to look for ways of moderating themselves and moderating their companies, which is what the American people want. Anyway, I gotta go because I'm losing my voice. I want to try to start to reorganize my pantry again. This is once every 6 months vision or thing I gotta do. So anyway, you guys all have a good night, have a good day, and I'll see you around the galaxy.